Shalom, shalom, my brothers and sisters. This is an end time alert. End time alert number 15. This end time alert is about Yashar'al's Great Migration. This is part 2 of Yashar'al's Great Migration. Many of you may be well aware that the signs of the times are increasing. That the signs and many of the prophecies that were foretold in days of old are becoming real. We are seeing much unfold that is written in Scripture as it pertains to latter-day prophecy in these end times. Many of us, if you're listening at this, can agree that Yashar'al will be gathered. And I am compelled to believe with all my heart that gathering, there's a process. And in this warning, I will present some practical things to consider, my brothers and sisters. One, let's focus on one of the major catastrophes on the horizons. There's a great famine across the land of the United States. And believe it or not, a great drought across the land that will lead to famine. This drought, if you look at the U.S. Drought Monitor or the Global Drought Monitor, you will discover that this drought is worldwide, and that the majority of the food that is produced for the planet, that is produced in the United States and a couple of other agricultural communities, are facing a massive drought. This will result in famine. And for those of you who are not aware what famine is food shortage. While many of us are blessed, and there are a lot of people who say, well, I'm used to prices going up and down, and we're only just looking at the fact that the price is going to go up. Many of us are failing to realize that what this massive drought means is it will be less inventory to distribute. In other words, there will be less food. Anything that's affected by food, from us directly eating vegetables and fruit to the cattle and the chickens or anything that we eat that is fed by any agricultural product, there will be a massive food shortage over the horizon. It may be 4 to 5 months as we begin to see it. It may be as much as in 7 months. But in the coming months, I will say this, my brothers and sisters, a time will come when there will not be enough food on the shelves. Many stores, many places that sell food, even the restaurants, some will close because of this massive food shortage that's over the horizon as a result of this major drought. There are many whirlwinds and storms coming, my brothers and sisters. Storms in which many of us have not given thought or prayer to. Storms and catastrophes that we have not prayed and sought the Father about. I'm not trying to scare you, nor I'm trying to get you to be worried. But the scriptures say, be mindful of the signs and the times. The scriptures also impart upon me that if I see, I am inclined to warn the brothers. And I can only see what the Spirit of Yahusha reveals to me. What He opened my eyes to see. However He convey His messages. Whatever props He used. Whether He used the props of the news or the U.S. Monitor drop or newspaper. Or whether He directly instilled in my heart things that I should be doing, saying as a representative of an obedient servant to Him. Yashar'al, prepare your minds, prepare your bodies, because change is coming to each of our lives, change that we have never seen before. And while some of you may disagree with some of the teachings or the presentations that I presented, it's not about me. It's about truth. It's about righteousness. So you pray, discuss with your elders, your counselors, your mores, your teachers, your leaders. Discuss with one another. Pray about this, for it is serious. The great migration of Yashar'al The process has begun. Prepare your minds, bodies, and soul. Because even if you think you're going to stay in your stronghold, even though you may even have plans, some may have plans saying, well, we're going to all meet at this brother's house or this sister's house or this temple or this building. Even if you have plans, know this: when there's a food shortage and then soon a water shortage, people are willing to fight, they're willing to struggle, and chaos will break out trying to get your food or your water if you are prepared. Know this, Yashar'al, whatever plans you have, there will come a time, if you are alive, for those who are alive, where you will be shaken and moved from that destination, that place where you are right now, or that you will go to when the catastrophe comes. You will be shaken. In some cases there will be earthquakes and natural disasters and storms that will occur. Know this, Yashar'al, in times past you can read where in scripture we are stiff-necked people, we are rebellious people. There's much division, there's much disarray in the family of Yashar'al. But we know in days of old there comes time when Yahuah creates an environment for fulfilling his word that will motivate us to move. So for those of us who will be participating in the demonstration of fulfillment of scripture as it relates to end time gathering, you will see that there will be something that will come upon your life that will force you to move. And I'm stating very clearly that those that are in the United States will find something that will occur that will move them in a direction towards the East Coast, and I am stating with all my heart that it will be Virginia. When chaos breaks out, we tend to call family, friends. How many of us will contact true family in Yashar'al? How many of us will begin to discuss amongst true believers what we should do? Wherever you go, you will be shaken at a point in time and compelled to move. And whether you agree with Virginia, know this: that at some point when you move and when you're shaking from that stronghold that you established in these latter times, the question will come up: where do we go? Which direction will we head? And I believe it would be a direction towards the state of Virginia. I believe that with all my heart. And if my words are true, as it states in Isaiah 55:11, if there's truth, if it's a word that's coming from Yahuah, it will not return to him void. It's going to perform. It's going to do what it's set out to do. Therefore, you will receive the confirmation and reaffirmation of instructions to prepare to make that move. Some of us may not begin to even think about that move until we start running out of food, or until someone attack our stronghold and overcome us wherever we are situated when catastrophe occurs. But know this: there's a short window when it becomes very obvious. There's a very short window for traveling to a central point, because you risk people carjacking you, hijacking you. You risk people hijacking planes. You risk so much chaos and disorder that it impedes and try to prevent you from reaching that destination. But for those of you who have been selected by Yahuah to participate in the fulfillment of the scripture that will ultimately be defined as Yashar'al's return and gathering from the four corners of the earth, you will reach the destination where Yahuah wants you. You will reach that destination. What condition your body would be in, I don't know. What condition the camp would be in, I don't know. But there will be a gathering, and I believe in the United States there will be a gathering somewhere in Virginia. And all I ask is that you prepare your minds, know how long it would take you to get there if you was traveling by car. Know how long it would take you to get there if you were walking or riding a bike. At least get a map and know where Virginia is in the United States. Know and have some idea of what routes you could possibly take. It may not even be a bad idea to print out some maps or purchase a map of the United States so you'll have some idea of where Yashar'al will be gathering. At least those that are compelled by the Spirit of the Father. at least those who confirm or who receive confirmation and know without a doubt it is indeed the Father that's guiding you to Virginia. That time will come, my brothers and sisters, and you'll know it. This warning here is for you to realize, just reason with yourselves, your elders, your teachers. Just ask yourselves, what happened when we run out of food? What happens if we are overcome by people who want our food? And what happens if we run out of ammunition, if we have guns trying to protect that stronghold when emergency comes? Just ask yourselves, where would we go? At least keep this in mind. It was said and stated, and a warning was presented to head towards Virginia for those that are in the United States. And for those who are not in the United States who are hearing this message, consider moving to the outermost borders that leads and points towards Yashar'al, towards the land of the promise. Because if you are in South America, you would head to the outermost eastern banks of South America, to the northeastern banks of South America. If you're in Canada, the outermost east coast in Canada. In Europe, the southern borders of Europe. In Asia, the western borders of Asia. In Australia, the northwestern borders of Australia. All throughout the four corners of the world, look for the outermost banks that takes you closest towards Yashar'al. And know this, you will receive confirmation. If my words are true, if they are the words and the message from the Most High Father, they will perform. You will receive the convictions, the instructions, the corrections. You will receive the tools that's necessary to equip you with making such journey. No, this is not a fear tactic or a scare tactic. This is a message that I am compelled to present to all who will listen. And like I said, don't abruptly move, don't abruptly do anything. Pray. For the Father will grant you confirmation. His Spirit will convict, will convince, and the confirmation will come. It's not about artistry of words. It's not about my emotions. It's not about what you think of me. Pray on these matters, my brothers and sisters. Pray very strongly. For as we enter closer into the latter days, these end times, there are going to be windows of opportunity where it will be less stressful than other times. And there's going to be windows for those who are procrastinators, who wait, who delay their response in disbelief. You may still make it to the appointed place, but you may be more stressed out than those who listen with an attentive ear to the instructions of the Most High. There will be more presented. There will be future messages regarding the great migration of Yashar'al. And I will present some scriptures in the coming alerts. Scriptures for you to ponder on, for those of you who have not studied or come across examples of the things that I'm talking about. But as for now, my brothers and sisters, pray on these matters. Please pray on these matters. This drought, the economic times, the global economy, the economy of the United States, the economy in our communities, whether we're paying attention or not, things are beginning to collapse as a fruit of mankind's rebellion and greed. And all of these things are converging on mankind, converging in such a way that to the believer, we will begin to know what it means that Yahuwah sends judgment at the house, at his house first. A judgment that's in the form of chastening to correct us and move us into obedience. Let us seek to worship and obey the Most High with all our hearts, my brothers and sisters. I cannot stress it enough. Begin the conversations. If you have questions, ask questions. Ask more questions, and seek answers. For if you seek answers with a pure heart to worship and obey, Yahuwah will provide the answers and the instructions that you need to prepare yourself. I believe he has given me much, and as much as within me I will present to you as guided by his Spirit. Pray on these matters. Shalom. Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom.